Hello YouTube, EddieBones13 coming back at you. Another knife, I'm going to say overview because I have not used this, and today's a special one, you guys. It's special to me because it's a step up in my videos that I've been making. It really is starting to show the level of collecting that I would like to start from production to mid-tech, eventually to custom. I'd love to get up there with Jim Skelton and Mindless Mark 7 one day, although 4 kids and a sick wife will probably permit me from ever being able to collect $5, $10, $12,000 pieces. But as you can see from this box here, a lot of you can probably guess what we have here. This is a Todd Begg Steelcraft series box. I'm not sure if he's done any other Steelcraft series, so those who see this box know what's inside. I'm very excited about what's inside of here, and I'm very, very excited to share this with you guys. Okay, this was an acquisition I picked up at the Tanner Gun Show in Denver, Colorado, where I'm from. They come every few months, and it's one of the biggest gun shows I've ever seen, along with used knives, new knives, $10 MTech knives, all the way up to I found stands that were actually selling brand new, and not just one, but 2 or 3 different styles of knives like this. I actually got to hold Medford knives for the first time, a bodega for the first time, knives that I see on TV, that I see people review, but that I thought I'd never get a hold in hand. And oh my gosh, I know why you high-end collectors go the way you do, and I really, really hope one day to be there. But let's go ahead and get into this. First of all, let me go ahead and tell you what we have here. We have the Todd Begg Steelcraft Series Kwaiken Flipper. I'll tell you right away before we even open it, this is the black Stonewashed plain blade. I had a chance to get the silver titanium with the stonewashed handle. The black one just did it for me. I usually don't go for black stonewashed blades, but this one just did it. It just looks so much more better. So I just wanted to kind of show you the packaging for you, those of you who have not seen a Todd Begg knife and how it comes packaged. So what you have here is you have the nice magnetic, you can see those in there, the magnetic holding it together. Then what you have in here is a little card, and let me see if I can remove this. I have the hardest time removing this, and I don't really want to mess it up. But so when you pull the card out, the first thing you're going to notice, and I'm going to close this and we'll get to the surprise on the inside in just a moment. First thing you notice is you get this little white card. Basically says that download your QR code reader, scan your QR code reader. It's basically, this is to authenticate and register your new knife. There's my serial number, and on the back you get just some more Steelcraft series info. But I thought that was really awesome. Then you get this little card on the inside that says congratulations on your new Todd Begg Steelcraft series knife. This card serves as your certificate of authenticity. The SKU number located inside the packaging verifies that your knife is authentic. The goal with our Steelcraft series is to produce functional knives that are innovative and unique while striving for perfection in form, function, fit, and finish. Our objective is to deliver the knife that will be cherished and appreciated by generations to come. Thank you, Todd Begg Knives. This is very special to me because I don't know if any of you have watched the Begg television show. Him and his brothers are hilarious. They're awesome. He has created some of the most, to me, Todd Begg is on top, if not the top of the knife game right now. And as I will explain, his knives go custom anywhere from, oh geez, 5,000, 7,000 up to 8,000 and more. A piece he did on his television show, which I don't even want to get into, it was a mechanical arm that had spikes that came out of it, went for over, I don't know, $20,000, $30,000 or something like that. So that just goes to show you. Now, the reason why they call these the Steelcraft series is, I know a little bit of info about that. Todd Begg switched this up and put this on the knife that I'm about to show you to designate its to differentiate it from his customs and to the mid-tech. So these are production knives, but I think they still consider them a mid-tech, if I'm not mistaken. So let me put that off to the side. Let's get to this bad boy inside the box. There it is, and I love the packaging. Let's see if we can get a close-up on this packaging. It's a hard foam that really protects this knife. So if I didn't already tell you, this is the Kwaiken, or otherwise known in Japan or China, the Kwaiken. We have Americanized that name, and we call it the Kwaiken, and that's what I will continue to call it as well. It just sounds cooler that way. The Kwaiken sounds like something kind of funny. But I know I'm gonna have to back up for this, because just to get all this in view, and let me do a little fixture of my little setup here, just so I can kind of. So here you have it. This is the Blackwash series Kwaiken, or Kwaiken. And let me just get a couple macros of this close and show you how gorgeous this is. The milling work they did in here is phenomenal. I've never actually handled one of these. You can see the lines they did in here. All the edges are chamfered. You don't really feel these lines that you see there, but you feel it in comfortability when you're holding the knife. It's got a nice, just normal kind of dome pivot, which you that watch my channel know I love. Look at the work that he did in chamfering the edges. And you know, this isn't Todd Begg. This is his design. Riat Knives out of China is the ones that produce these knives, and this is also the first Riat I've ever held. And now I know why they are killing it. China has stepped up their game, and Riat Knives is the reason why. This is what Jim Skelton, I heard him refer to this as the Todd Begg channel. It's all polished, almost to a high polish. Gorgeous. You can see that the acid wash and then the polished edges around these, not really inlays because it's all titanium, but the way they did the milling work on the handle, these polished flats around just kind of do some separation. Even the screws are somewhat of a high polish. And we'll get into all the specifications first, but I love the way they kind of incorporated the lanyard. I just had to let you get a good look at this up close real quick. We'll get into what these little things are. I love how they hid the hardware for the lock bar stabilizer and the metal on metal, the lock bar stabilizer and the lock bar insert in there. So another Todd Begg channel on the back. The pocket clip is among no other. Look at this pocket clip. I'm glad I got a new camera because I can get some tight, close macros on this. He has ceramic bearings in the knife, so it would only be fitting for him to put his ceramic ball, which is his invention, his patented product, on this knife. And the way this just sculpts around this knife is just phenomenal. You know, I may not have had a lot of custom knives or handled many. I know about them though. I study them and I know what quality is. Let's go ahead and look at the centering while we're up here. Look at that, dead on, as with probably every single one of these that are made. I mean, it's just phenomenal. So back spacer, again all black wash, but then it's got these, the tops are actually polished to give it that two-tone effect. I love the way this the back spacer drops in. It's just something different. So before we get any further into just me awing and oohing and losing my mind over how gorgeous I think this knife is and how proud I am to own a knife of this caliber finally, let's give you some specifications. We have a close length of 5.3, so 5.375, so almost 5.4 inches, which is also the longest knife I own. The longest knife I owned is a 5-inch knife. So and this fits much better in my hand than any knife I've ever felt. I could probably go for a 4-inch or a 6-inch handle, to be honest. I have big meaty hands, and you can see this is a big knife in my hand. When holding this knife, yeah, there's going to be some extra, but I like that because this can also be used as a pommel or a lanyard, and it just feels great in the hand. It's thin compared to his custom. It is a ton thinner. The thickness of this knife, the handle thickness, you are looking at 0.54 inches. Okay. That's pretty much the specifications closed. Let's go ahead and get into this blade. Oh baby, oh baby, look at that blade. I am in love. So that Begg channel, blood groove, or whatever else you want to call this, fuller, continues into the blade. Let's get a close-up of that. It is polished. There is some black that kind of runs through it a little bit, but there's that Todd Begg Steelcraft series symbol, and look at the acid wash on this blade. I mean, look at this blade. It's razor sharp. I love the swedge they did here, and then the swedge that they did from here all the way down. It got thinner and thinner all the way to the tip, making this a knife of piercing power and a knife of slicing power at the same time. So blade length on this knife, 4 inches, but you do have a cutting edge of 3.75 because of this small troil. This is definitely not going to be a troil that you would use to choke up on the knife. I wouldn't even try it. It is way too sharp here. I consider that a sharpening troil. For all the sharpening fellas I know out there, that's probably what you call it. I don't know, but it probably gives them a better way to keep this sharp without running into problems, because the sharpening edge stops here instead of way back here, which would probably give somebody who has sharpening skills a problem. So I really like the way they did that. Let's flip it over. On the back, you do have that Begg channel. You do have that Begg channel. Excuse me for the interruption. I don't edit, so my dog was barking. I had to look back and see what was going on. But you do have that Begg channel, fuller or blood groove, that follows through on this side as well. As you can see, it does say IKBS ceramic, ceramic detent, ceramic ball bearings, and it is absolutely smooth, you guys. The reason why I'm talking slower and just going slow, I am in awe of this knife. I see it all the time on TV. There's many reviews on this. Jim Skelton did one. I mean, all the top greats who get over 10,000 hits on their videos have done one, so I don't expect to get too many views, but just the fact of me being able to put this on my channel and say, hey, I've stepped up from the $100 knives to a, you know, quite expensive knife. And I've got to tell you real quick before we go any further, the company I got this through, I don't know if I am able to disclose their information yet. They do sell custom mid-tex and production knives online, and they actually gave me this for a killer deal of $390. These are going for $445 on every other website that I see them available on right now, so $390 is a pretty good price. If I'm wrong, tell me in the comments. If it's worth less than $390, tell me in the comments. I don't see how this could be. $390 is right around what you would pay for a custom not a custom, but a Riyadh knife like the Horizon D or something like that. Or a Liang Ma, and I'm sorry, but this just murders any knife in the $390 range. So for me to get this for $390 is absolutely phenomenal. And it's actually money to me, because if I decide that I do not want to use this knife, that I would like to resell. I'm going to make at least $50 to $100 off this knife now. Later on, when they are out everywhere, as they are out in certain sites. Knife Center and Blade HQ have them now, but like GP Knives is out, Fort Henry Custom Knives is out. There's other knife companies that are out. I don't know how many of these they're going to make. If I had a flashlight, I would show you the inside here. There was a little number and said like 9 something. I don't know, maybe they made 1,000 of them. I don't know what they did. I don't know how many was made, but it's still very special to me. And it's not a limited numbered edition or nothing like that, but I don't think any of these were. So before I keep ranting on, I'm already 15 minutes in. More specifications. You have an overall length of 9.735 inches. Okay. Blade material, S35VN, awesome. My favorite blade steel. All around perfect blade steel. Good edge retention, sharpens easy, holds an edge, won't rust, especially with this black wash on here. You're not going to get no rust out of this. Rub a little WD-40 or a little EDCI solution on there anyway. Blade style is upswept. I call it the Kwaiken style. So the blade grind is hollow. You can see this nice hollow grind, and it's just razor sharp, you guys. Yeah. What else? Titanium frame. You guys obviously know it's a frame lock. Let's show you the lockup real quick. Look at that lockup. I mean, it's about what, 35-40%, just perfect. Very easy to disengage the lock bar, and the knife just falls. It's just, you know, I'm talking so slow, I feel like I'm just, but I am absolutely in love with this knife, you guys. So it is a tip up right hand carry only. Sorry lefties, only us righties get to enjoy this knife unless you take the pocket clip off, which can be done. And the weight 5 ounces. My ZT0562 carbon fiber, whoops, that was a little miss. 0562 carbon fiber weighs more than this does. And I wish I could get in here and show you these. I don't have a flashlight. Right there, you can kind of see up top. See the pockets they've milled in it? Let's see if I can get my light to kind of shine a little more on top of this situation here. So they've milled some pockets in there, and let's see about this side. Yeah, I mean, you can't really tell as much on this side. It's just dark, it's hard to see. My lighting isn't the greatest. Let's see if I can just kind of zoom in where some more light is. Get it to still focus. I doubt it. There we go. There's some milling. You can see it in there. There's definitely some milling in there. And they just did a great job with the weight on this knife. I don't know how they did it. It feels so heavy, but in a good way. I pretty much believe it is made in China, and I'm not scared to say that. Todd Begg is one of the greatest, if not the greatest, knife makers in the world. Went to David at Riyadh Knives and had him produce these knives, and I trust it. Let's get into the action. Fast, smooth. Luckily I have a thumbnail that stops the blade. You just can't beat the action on this knife. Okay, let's do a quick check on the detent. Bam, sucks it right in, and you can feel it suck it in there with authority. So no more specifications. There are a few, you know, I'd like to give you my impression, which I think you already know. Absolutely in love with this knife. There are a few other details that I wish you could see in here. I just don't believe I can get it with this lighting, and I don't have a flashlight. I am so sorry. But right inside of here, there you go, you can sort of see it. They have the hidden hardware for the lock bar stabilizer or over travel stop, and the stainless steel lock bar insert that they have in here. And it's kind of hard to see that lock bar insert as well. You can sort of see it right there. They've hidden it really well right there. You can see it sticking up a little, and that's something that David at Kwaikenized has just mastered. Centering on the knife is just dead on. And I'm gonna back out a little bit, even if it's showing some stuff I don't want, like just not a good view. I really want you to see this action. Just look at this action. This isn't even broken. This is probably like the 10th time since I got it yesterday that I've actually played with it. I had a few drinks last night and just came home and went to bed. Didn't really get a chance to play with it, but it is so smooth, folks, and I can't express enough of how great this knife is. If you have a chance and if you have the money, get out and get one of these before they're gone, because I think they're going to be gone fast. And look at the lock geometry. I mean, it's almost straight. I mean, everything, Kwaikenized just did everything perfect. It can be easily taken apart with Torx bits. It's got an all, like I told you, an all titanium backspacer, titanium pocket clip. It's got all the bells and whistles, and I really know why this knife costs what it does, but I really think it should cost a lot more. I've never felt a knife of this quality before. So let me see what else I can tell you about this real quick before we go. Being that everybody and their mother has already done reviews on this knife, I just had to get it in. So that's pretty much it, you guys. I can tell you this, the grip, let me show you the grip on it. I mean, look at that. That is phenomenal. I mean, I have so much room. Reverse grip, this jimping here, it's absolutely perfect. And real quick before we go, and I make this an hour video, let's do just a couple size comparisons. Let's put it up against the 630 from ZT, pivot to pivot, and you can see the size difference there. Blade not too much bigger, although it is. And the handle comes down to a longer swoop, so you can kind of see the 0562, the ZT0801, which is close to the 562 anyway. Let's put it up against that. Let's find a knife here that you guys may know. Oh, this is the Dorado by Kaiser. This is the Vanguard series, but even the titanium Dorado is the same size, and it has a long handle, and you can see that's a 5-inch handle on the Dorado, and you can see how much longer this one is. So and one more, here's a knife that almost everybody can afford, the CRKT Outrage. Let's just kind of show you what it looks like up to that one. So yeah, I'm way into this video that everybody has seen before. I appreciate you guys watching my channel. I appreciate you sticking with me while I upgrade my knives to knives like this eventually. And I appreciate you hanging out long enough to see a video that everybody else has done. If there's anything I'm missing, let this beauty speak for itself, and let me know in the comments. But just the beauty of this knife speaks for itself. I mean, there's just nothing more you can say. One more blade shot and we'll get you going here. Look at that blade. Let's do a front view of that blade. Gorgeous. One more blade shot here, then we'll flip it over. There we go. Like I said, I am in awe still that this is in my collection. I don't have money to collect these knives like these other YouTubers do. I see stuff that Mindless Mark 7 collects, and I just want to find out where he lives and take one of these over there. And no, I'm just kidding. I love that guy, man. He's awesome, but his collection just makes me drool. So thanks again for watching a 25-minute long video. Until the next video comes out, YouTube, stay sharp. Thanks again. Stay sharp, YouTube.